He was kicked out of his house just for being who he was. And that day, he thought his life was over. But what nobody saw coming was that it would be the spark for something way bigger. In less than 5 minutes, you'll see how a quiet, ashamed kid turned into someone the world couldn't ignore anymore. And the craziest part? It all started when he hit rock bottom. If you've ever felt misunderstood, like you're always a step behind, stay till the end. Because maybe, just maybe, this story is exactly the push you've been waiting for. For years, he stayed silent at home. Everything he said was shut down. Everything he felt was brushed off. But what no one knew was that he was storing it all. Every insult, every rejection. And the day he walked out with just a backpack and no idea where to go, that's when the change began. Now he's back. Not to apologize, but to show you how pain can become your fuel. If you can make it to the end, you won't leave the same. That's a promise. Once upon a time, in a loud, fast-moving city, 2 brothers were born under the same roof, but they seemed to come from different worlds. The younger one, confident, talked to everyone, laughed out loud, always the center of attention. The older one, quiet, observed everything but rarely spoke, as if the world was too big and he was too small to matter. To their father, a sharp, impatient businessman, there was only room for one kind of son, the one who dominated. "Speak up, or don't speak at all," he'd say. And no matter how hard the boy tried, every attempt became a failure. Every failure, a disappointment. Until one night, after a tense dinner, his father stared him down and said, "You'll never amount to anything." That night, something inside him went dark. Still, he believed he could prove him wrong. At least, until the next day. The next morning, he went downtown with an old folder under his arm. Inside was a project, simple, but made with everything he had. It was his chance to prove his worth, to his dad, to the world, to himself. But what he didn't know was that the sleek building full of fake smiles and firm handshakes was about to crush what little courage he had left. "This is amateur work. You really think anyone would take this seriously?" They laughed. They tore his project apart, literally, and worse, they filmed it. Posted it online as the worst pitch of the year. Hours later, his dad saw the video. The room went silent. Then he exploded. "You're an embarrassment. Get out of my sight. Now." Without a word, the boy left. No direction, no strength. He walked to the river, just stood there, staring at the water, thinking, what if I just stopped existing? The wind was cold, the river calm, too calm. He stood there, frozen, until he heard a rough voice behind him. "If you jump, you'll never know who you could have become." An old man stood there, white beard, worn-out baseball cap, eyes both kind and sharp. The boy didn't answer, but he didn't jump either. "You're not the only one who's thought about disappearing," the man said. "But listen, if you give me just 3 days, 3 challenges, I promise, your life will never be the same." The boy hesitated. He doubted everything. The man himself, the world. But there was something in that voice. Something that said, he understands. He gave a small nod. The old man smiled for the first time. All right then. Your first challenge starts now. It sounded easy. Today you'll talk to 10 strangers. Look them in the eye and just say, "Good morning." Piece of cake, he thought. But when the moment came, his body froze. The words wouldn't come out. His palms were sweating until an older lady smiled back, and for the first time, he felt something shift inside him. He had been seen. The old man just said, "First step's done. Now, on to the second." The next day, his mentor took him to a small community center. Teach these kids something you know. Doesn't matter what, just teach. Nervous, he started telling stories. The kids laughed, asked questions, listened closely, and with every word, his voice grew stronger. "What's the third challenge?" he asked. The old man's eyes turned serious. "Go home. Ask for forgiveness, not for what you did, but for letting fear speak for you." His heart started racing. Going back meant facing it all. The looks, the silence, the shame. But this time he wasn't running. He went back. Same door, same hallway, but somehow he wasn't the same. His father opened the door, that same cold, unreadable face. But before the man could speak, the boy said, "Dad, I didn't come to prove I'm good enough. I came to say sorry for letting fear make my choices." Silence, long, heavy. Then his father looked away, swallowed hard, and for the first time said nothing. The mentor, watching from a distance, walked closer. "You think your enemy was shyness?" he asked. The enemy was never silence. It was fear. Fear ties you down. Fear erases you. It's the voice that keeps telling you you're not enough. The boy took a deep breath. The fear was still there, but now he knew its name. And when you know your enemy's name, it stops controlling you. The old man smiled. "Now you're ready." 3 years later, same city, same building where he'd been humiliated. But this time, he didn't walk in with a worn-out folder. He walked in as the guest speaker for a packed auditorium. In the crowd, students, entrepreneurs, strangers, and his father sitting in the front row. He told his story, steady, fearless. Then played the old clip, the one that went viral years ago, the moment of his biggest failure. "That was the day I died," he said. "But it was also the day I started to live." The audience rose to their feet, cheering. But the moment that truly broke him and healed him was seeing his father stand, clap, and smile with pride for the very first time. That shy kid who once couldn't even say good morning was now living proof that courage doesn't come from success. It's born the moment you decide to stop running. Remember this: confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. One small act of courage at a time. You don't have to be the loudest or the strongest. You just have to stop letting fear make the decisions for you. Because fear will always be there. But if you keep moving anyway, it loses its power. If this story hit home for you, drop a like, comment "I'm ready," and share it with someone who needs to hear it today. Because sometimes all someone needs is a reminder you're not alone in this. Now go and start your first challenge.